Cone had. He cast a spell. I mean, having so much fun. Jonathan Castro from Dominican Republic. He got into a tussle with the wall earlier today. Rad Dan was chasing him in. Don't know what kind of condition the car is in, but saw him and Dan get towed off earlier in practice. A lot of practice yesterday that accumulated total 6 hours, but Federico went hard in the wall yesterday, but I know he's in the show today. He's excited. I saw him send me some messages, but do you know what kind of condition Castro's car is in?
Seems to be okay. I know Rad Dan, they are thrashing 3 corners all pretty much nuked, so he's got some work to do.
Here we go. Andy Haley, Evo Auto Works from right here in Redlands, California. Let's go and transition there. Boom, Andy Haley, that spicy BMW. Jonathan Castro in the chase position. You can see him wavering there a little bit there. That first outside zone, big on the bank. Justin Smash chasing him down in that inside-outside zone. There we go. Oh, Andy Haley. Oh, look at that. He kind of leads him in. Castro bumps, but you can see that line. He goes straight out as Haley, he hit it, but he kept it outside. Castro had to dive in. It looked like he got a little deeper into that wall, and he fought the wall, and the wall always wins, as Johnny Cash says. I think that's how the song goes.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, a good run to lead us off here. Andy Haley does a good job getting that initiation. A bit of a lower section of that line. We'd like to see him right up on the wall, and some wavering there. And then Castro in the chase, not getting overly aggressive, kind of viewing things out, doing a good job at not being overly aggressive. But there you go. Haley catches the wall, changes the attitude of the car. Castro is almost forced to kind of bail out of that zone to make sure that he doesn't have the same issue. When you're following the same line as the lead car, if they hit the wall, you're just naturally going to be going into that same spot. So Castro really focusing on the line in the chase here. Haley out front. A lot of wavering, a lot of floating back and forth, not as much commitment as we like to see. And right there, that's where you see it. And then Castro actually does catch the wall a little bit, almost in the exact same spot that Haley does, showing that he is following on pretty much the exact line that Haley is out front.
Hey, shout out to Andy Haley, you know, just a driver that made a lot of noise in Pro Spec. You know, we've seen him just bounce in, bounce out, great personality, has a lot of fun, and he didn't have to go into seating brackets. He was locked and loaded, got the chill yesterday, obviously practice, but, you know, shout out to him. Here we go, Castro in the front, that LTH, again, Toyota GR86. Haley back there a bit, just to give him his flowers, now transitioning into that inside clip, both almost simultaneously. Let's see if Haley can reel him in. A lot smoother line by both the drivers, and I don't know if that's gonna, you know, favor them to the judges and in the judges' eyes. You can see it looks like both kind of fighting grip here. Car's really gripping up there on initiation and throughout the entirety of the course.
Yeah, Castro just, it looked like it's still a little tight. The car's not getting all the way out to the zones, but much more fluid, much more stable all the way through this run. And you can see Haley in the chase just not really able to keep up. And look at the speed that we're getting out of Castro. I'd like to see him a little bit deeper on the wall. That transition we talked about could have had a bit more angle through there, but Castro looks dialed. It looks smooth. It looks like he knows what he wants to do, and he's putting the car where he's planning on putting it. And there's nothing that looks jarring or shaky or weird when it comes to Castro's lead run. Haley in the chase, it's good, but just not able to keep up.
Yeah.
Not able to really put down the power, keep that proximity through it. You also don't know, I mean, they didn't just catch the rear end of the wall. That can shake some things loose, that can wreak a bit of havoc later on that you may not know until you're partway through the run. But Haley, not a bad job, just got very aggressive and, you know, and in this section, just not able to keep up with Castro.
Okay, so two very different battles as far as Haley leading and then Castro leading. Castro jumping out of the car. Surprisingly, a little bit warm today in the direct sun. In the shade, it's cool, but direct. Hey, final round. Let's have fun, guys. Leave it all out on the track. Put on one heck of a show. Good competition. Creates a good show. Slide him left for Haley, right for Dominican's finest, Jonathan Castro in that LTH Toyota GR86. Always got a smile on his face, great attitude. Here are the stats. Forsberg versus Thorne. Look at those overall winning percentages, 64 versus 32. You know, Forsberg, you know, a 3-time champ among the alumni of, he was the first ever, right? So Forsberg, 3-time champ, Osbo, and then James Dean. So here we go, Forsberg out front in the NOS energy drink. Nismo Auto Parts, all new Z. Robert Thorne, he's got a lot of practice because last night, but look at that, Forsberg high on the bank. Well done there, Thorne. You can see him shimming his way up. Looks like he gets into that pocket there, buried in the smoke, the GT Reno smoke, that ASM Racing BMW going to that second outside zone. Forsberg on rails. I mean, that thing is like a magnet to the wall. As Thorne, look at that, he's banging on his door. He's got a thorn in his side, literally immediately. as he snaps back. What a great run there from Chris Forsberg. Thorne, watch it from start to finish. Yeah, he applied that pressure there at the end. Was it enough? But I mean, I'm telling you, Forsberg was set it and forget it.
What's been amazing to see with Forsberg is that it's an old dog that's still learning new tricks. Him and his team have spent so much time speaking with the judges, trying to understand what the judging regulations are like now, and he's driving exactly to it. This is a phenomenal run from Chris Forsberg at the lead. And then in the chase, just not seeing Thorne get that commitment in. It seemed like he was a little bit hesitant to really dive in and attack right off the initiation there. You start to see it, but he grips up a bit too much and shoots inside. Amazing job, though, from Thorne there to get back in. Doesn't do anything weird, just slows the car down a bit, falls back into the pocket, and then through the transition here with Thorne. I would have liked to have seen him just dive in at that part. A little bit hesitant, now he gets the aggression on. So Thorne's got to have that aggression, but all the way through the run. Right after the transitions, not halfway through the zone.
That contact might come into play there too. You know, he snaps back, Thorne is there. He can't go anywhere there. So, and oh, look at this. Oh, making just claims. Look at that. 17, 18, 19, 24. Handsome Rob down there. And again, Cork, Ireland, cheering him on. So again, I know Ireland's watching and the whole world is watching. So again, pure Cork, they're here in the building. All right, looks like Forsberg not going to take a look at his car. That's all good. Looks like he's going to pace him. But you know, again, back to Forsberg's lead run. It just really highlighted on Thorne's kind of mistakes because Forsberg out front was so rock solid. Now Thorne really needs to elevate his game, and he's doing that. He's right there on that wall. Let's see him pass. Oh my gosh, across the nose. Forsberg still bathing in the smoke, but does, Thorne goes hard. That was a hard hit, and Forsberg was right there in tow. Let's make sure he's okay. You're seeing him move. Looks like he's fine. I mean, it looked like Thorne hit, and then Forsberg was just right there. He couldn't go anywhere. Yeah. He's just hobbling off. Tire's gone.
That's the inside barrel still in there.
Yeah,
wow.
Maybe tire debeat, and that's what caused Thorne to go in.
Yeah, it's tough to say. There was definitely some front to rear contact at the transition point.
Holy cow, look at the wheel's gone.
He's riding on rotors right now. Jeez.
Yeah.
We talked about how aggressive Robert Thorne has gotten here. And I mean, this wasn't Thorne being aggressive. Really, he was driving a really good lead run, and then it was actually Forsberg who got overly aggressive in the chase. They made that contact at the transition point, and then that may have even spilled over into the rest of it.
I think Thorne hit and Forsberg was there. I mean, you know, I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here because you said, all right, on the when Forsberg was leading, you wanted Thorne to be aggressive. Forsberg was doing that, but let's see again. To me, knee-jerk, it looked like Thorne hit the wall and Forsberg couldn't go.
Yeah, it's right here. So there's Forsberg getting real aggressive. That pushes Thorne a little bit offline. But then, yeah, you're right.
No, that's it. And I don't even think they hit, dude. I think, again, Forsberg, you got to think, how many times has Forsberg ran this damn track?
Well, how many times has Forsberg hit that dang wall?
Yeah, many times. Yeah, he's written off cars. I mean,
yeah.
The big initiation, that bank is absolutely unforgiving. Love Thorne, love his energy. He had some great driving last night. See, I mean, look at the front end of the Z doesn't even, I mean, looks brand new.
It does after, yeah.
Obviously Thorne, not there.
My only argument to that is it does look like Forsberg touched the rear end of Thorne in that transition point. Does that then push Thorne offline, or did Thorne have enough time to readjust the car before he hit the wall? That's how far back do you place the blame, right?
Absolutely. These are the scenarios that the judges are now analyzing. You know, here we are speculating and just assessing all the angles, and that's what the judges are analyzing right now. And that's why I just said and referenced Forsberg's front bumper. It looked clean.
Yeah,
and then also you got
transition, right?
Yeah,
like how much contact was made at the transition.
There's Becky, aka Queen Bee, on social media. That is James Dean's girlfriend, cheering him on, supportive lady. Got to hang out in Utah last weekend. We did Nitro Cross, announcing Nitro Cross in Utah, and that's currently on pause, the Nitro Cross Championship. Yeah. But Becky was part of that. But look at I'm seeing championship shirts, baby. I mean, they're just going for it. They are just absolutely owning it right now. It's
a lot of Ireland all in one place.
Yeah, a lot of Ireland in one place. Well said. So here's Forsberg taking a look. There's there's
it's
Thorne.
good to see. Yeah, it's always good to see when
it's the Gladiators, dude. I mean,
yeah, and Yeah,
UFC, right? When you see the most recent fight in Utah, coincidentally, that dude was just beat up, but then hey, they'll dab it up afterwards. Hey, good fight. You
yeah,
just
once it's
broke
all
my
over.
face.
Yeah, once it's all over. So it's this transition that it's the only thing I put into question, because you see Thorne's trunk now opens. I don't think there was enough there. I don't think there was enough contact to push Thorne offline, but that's the only argument that I would see at this point. So yeah, I mean, big hit. I'm glad both drivers are okay. Both cars definitely need some work.
You know, here's Forsberg. But I mean, again, watch. Like you said, I don't think that was significant enough. Even if he, does hit that back bumper, the car didn't react like it was off that much because, okay, it's a glance.
Yeah.
Why would, if he goes this, again, you can't see it right now, but if he goes from this side of the bumper, it would throw the car that way, not that way. And because he went in nose in, as opposed to if it was effective enough, he would have thrown more angle at it.
It would have backed it in.
And it would have backed it in.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Or Mr. Wizard. I'm going my demographic.
Oh,
Mr.
okay,
Wizard.
Mr. Wizard, yeah. No, it's definitely a Bill Nye kid, that's for sure.
Here's the RTR team. It's all smiles down there. Matt Marcoux and the whole RTR team. We're seeing championship shirts.
Chit chat with who? I got you.
And here come the scores between Thorne and Forsberg. And we're sliding left for three-time champion Christopher Forsberg and the NOS Energy Drink, all new Z on GT Radial Tires, Nismo Auto Parts, of course.
Somebody who's grown up with a lot of these younger drivers, it's incredible to see how far we've come.
Yep, it is amazing, just the progression of, and I look at old videos when I get super excited and somebody's, halfway up the bank.
Yeah.
And now it's like, if you're not dragging bumper on the wall, you ain't it, dog.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's the level.
That is exactly where we're at. Here we go. We're about to see this battle. Ryan Turk, Nick Novak, Ryan Turk in that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, switching over to that bigger power plant. He's got the hot rod. He's got that small back bumper. Can he drag it? He got in a tussle with the wall yesterday, lost a wheel, but now he's going to shred some tires. Talking about the Nitto tires out back. Novak talking about the Kenda tires. Looks like he does get that proximity. Then now, late in the game, kind of slides up high on the bank. Now transition that inner outside zone. Ryan Turk, look at that angle there. Looks like the car bit back. Novak taking a tighter line. Again, does have that proximity, but needs to just drop back into that pocket. That Rockstar Energy Drink pilot slams down with that hot hatchback, just like a bullfrog.
Yeah, like a bullfrog. Not what I thought you were going to say, but I'll run with it. Ryan Turk out front, looks good, nice and smooth. Nick Novak here does not quite time his initiation the way that he should have, and it caused him to have that lower line. But Turk out front, a couple of little wavering sections, but really fills the first outside zone. Love to see the angle that we see through that first inside clip. And then through this outside zone, Turk does get into the wall a little bit, caused a bit of a correction, pushes him out a little bit, and Nick Novak does do a decent job at being able to keep the same proximity and the same line through it. And then coming through that line, Turk goes really deep through our last outside zone, that third outside zone, taps that absolutely tiny rear bumper as they go across the line. So Nick Novak doing a pretty good job there in the chase. You see here Turk just gets in the wall a little bit. That little, especially in that first section of the second outside zone, the way it kind of juts out, it will push you offline quite quickly. So you have to be careful getting too deep into that. You kind of want to sink into it. It's like, it's not a dive into bed. It's like when you slide into bed.
It's not when you're ready, done with the day, and you do the kick in the bed.
No,
It's
like brand new silk sheets, and you just mold into it. That's what you want.
Are we selling sheets now? Like Bed Bath? We're the Beyond
There's
guy now? Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yeah,
okay.
teal
All right.
sheets are
All right, here we go. Speaking of Beyond, let's go beyond the zone, the outside zone of Nick Novak. That Kenda Tires BMW. Good. Wow, look at that. He taps. Oh, no! Turk taps, and it sucks him up. The Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla gets sucked up and eaten by the wall. Nick Novak in the lead. Oh, we got tires. Holy cow. It's pets' heads are falling off. Cats and dogs living together. We lost tires.
All right.
So this, I think it's going to default. Yeah, it's Irwindale. Well said, Ryan Montaigne over here. It's Irwindale. Tires coming off. Holy cow.
So this opens up to a debate that's gone on for years about the lead car leading a chase driver into an accident. This has happened several times. This has happened in Irwindale in particular quite a lot. And what we're going to look at is, did Nick Novak lead the chase car into the wall? It's going to take a bunch of different replays to really understand how that all went. Both cars did not complete their runs. Ryan Turk in the chase did not complete first, but Nick Novak obviously didn't make it through as he also debeated. So very interesting way that this finishes up, and you can see just how much damage that Corolla has taken. I mean, very hard to get out of the wall once you're into it. So Papadakis' team hopefully able to get jumped onto that, but let's take a look at the replay here. So Nick Novak out front, big swing, initiating super early, swinging that out. And you can see here he is fighting to correct, and in almost the exact same spot that that Nick Novak touched the wall. So
did he lead him in?
And that's what I'm getting at is like,
yeah.
There's so many different ways to look at that, but really to whittle it down to two. Are they independent accidents, or did Nick Novak go offline? Turk tries to follow the same line, and they hit in the same spot.
Did Novak potentially even DB? That's why the car shimmied. That threw off Turk. That goes in there. Then he loses the tire over here. I'd love to. Can we get that back right wheel camera and just zero in on that? Like we have the technology, and that's. I mean, watch it again. Watch the attitude of the car. So Nick initiates, locks it up. So boom, hits. He straightens. Turk adjusts.
Nick's already debeated.
Nick's debeated there. So I think he debeated there. Then he transitions, and then it leaves the chat room.
Yeah.
And so watch the car again.
I look at if.
I think he debeated there.
Okay. Well, I think.
And then it caused him to hit.
I think he debeated when he definitely hit the wall.
I think he debeated prior, and that's why he hit.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I'm kind of deducing, and that disrupted him. And so so the scenario is, as far as judging, you know, it would, if it's a double incomplete,
yeah.
Turk makes a mistake, regardless of the debeating. Look, Turk's already out of the car, taking a look. This car is taking a licking, man. You know, to quote Matt Hoffman, the famous BMX legendary, right? If you don't put your body in the ground, bruised, battered, broken, did you really live? And like I feel like that's these cars here, man. Just how we are here in Irwindale. But so again, back to judging criteria. If this is both basically a double incomplete, we would default to this run right here. As we look at the United States Air Force replay, Turk, solid lead run. Walk us through, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, it really was a great lead run, except this point where Turk did hit the wall. Nick Novak goes into the same spot. Now Nick is on the exact same line again, starts to supersede it a little bit. So then it really comes back to this run as to whether or not one person is going to move on or the other. But yeah, if we have there's a few different scenarios here, because if we get an at fault, that may also play into this second run. In my mind, it does look like Nick Novak kind of led Turk into the wall, but you could look at as two independent things. It was in a very similar space that they both hit the wall. So Turk's job is to follow the chase car. Or follow the lead car, I apologize. And in this case, he did. He followed him into a not-so-great place.
I followed him in the danger zone. Kenny Loggins, dude. Kenny Loggins in danger zone. And you could see Nick Novak, no tire is more like it. He had no roof, no tire. And now here he is. So we have a verdict here. Going either slide him left to Ryan Turk or right to Nick Novak. Would love to hear from the judges. Reese, Robbie, and
champion. That is insane. This
bonkers.
There's no words. This is the greatest drifter in history.
Yep.
And we all get to witness this.
Love it. You gotta love it. You know, and again, how again, it's basically him pulling to the line. That will solidify his championship. And I just love the powers coming together. Vaughn Gittin Jr., as I said, just this masterclass gentleman, a champion twice over for him. You know, going off-roading, you know, just prioritizing his race strategy, his brand, RTR, and tapping James Dean, you know, 3 years ago and says, come on over, dude, I got a car for you. He struggled last year in 2023, and now in 2024, he pulls to the line, and he is your 2024 Formula Drift champion. Mathematically, everybody is out, and James the Machine Dean is your 2024 Formula Drift champion behind the wheel of his right-hand drive AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. The fireworks go off. His teammates Ben Hobson, Vaughn Gittin Jr. The championship shirts are on sale now. Buy them. The flags are waving. The Irish whiskey's flowing. The party continues. And there it is, the tall drink of water. That is James the Machine Dean, your first ever four-time Formula Drift champion, 17, 18, 19, and 24. Congratulations to him, his team. A year ago, he smashed that car on the wall, broke his collarbone, still podium. He comes back this year, podium, podium, podium. There's his pops, his mom, his sisters, his family. The celebration is on, the flags are out. Amazing. Running 3 cars or 2.5, given the split season of Von Gitt Jr. History was made right here, and the sun hasn't even gone down. The lights aren't even on, but fireworks are in the sky.
It's getting a little misty in here, Jared. Not gonna lie.
Yeah?
Getting a little misty.
That's awesome, man.
It's incredible to see how far our sport has come. It's incredible to see how a kid from the middle of nowhere, Ireland, that goes and experiences drifting for the first time, then becomes what he is today, and all the people he's inspired, how he has taken this small town and just made it into something, and drifting has created that. So it's just incredible to witness.
His driving in the wet, Ireland, not a dry country, and that paid off for him in Long Beach. The emotions were really high. He's just, I love James Dean, hanging out with him in Utah last weekend, him and Becky, and he was there supporting his girlfriend, and his girlfriend supporting him here. He's got sunglasses on because he's crying. He's a big baby, he's a softie. Look at Frederick Osbo, giving him his credit where credit is due. Down to you, Cerise. Cerise, congratulations to James Dean from all of us up here in the booth. James, congrats, you're the first ever 4-time Formula Drift champion.
I wish you guys could be here. There is so much love and excitement surrounding this man right here. Congratulations, you've just made history. You have your friends and your family on track with you. Just had fireworks go off. Explain to me what's going on behind those sunglasses.
There's a lot. This means so much to me. As we were saying earlier today, 15 years. When I was a 15-year-old kid, I would never in my wildest dreams have believed that this was possible. And it's been, for me personally, having my parents here, my family here, this whole team out here this weekend, Becky here with me through every round that she could be here. It's just magical, and yes.
Oh, I'm going to bring her in. I'm going to bring in Becky as well. Becky, you have been here throughout the entire journey. I know that this is emotional for you as well. You are not only a driver, but you are a part of this world. What does this mean for you as his partner to see him win this championship?
It's everything. James puts so much into this sport. He dedicates his entire life to this sport. It's been his entire focus for, every day that I've known him. He wakes up, he eats, sleeps, breathes drifting, and to make this happen for himself, I can't wait for it to settle in and for him to accept it and to go, do you know what, I did it, and he should be so.
Cork, you see it there on the window. Again, Shell, we'll be out at SEMA. We'll be out at SEMA show doing some Shell activation out there drifting. Should be a good time. Anything else you want to add, man? I know I'm kind of just...
No, I'm just trying to take it all in right now. It's just cool that everybody in this building, everybody watching at home gets to be a part of this kind of history, and hopefully years from now, everybody here will look back on this day and be like, I was there. I remember the day that James Dean won his 4th FD championship.
What you said is getting a little misty in here.
Yeah.
Just thinking about your journey as well?
Yeah, just it's so cool where drifting has brought all of us.
That's cool. I like that. Here we go. James the Machine Dean, your 2024 Formula Drift champion, the first ever 4-time champion with a celebratory burning up tires here at the iconic track, Irwindale Speedway, the House of Drift. James Dean, your 24 champion. There it is. What a textbook run for James the Machine Dean. Nerves were high. They had 2 rear end changes yesterday. They had gremlins within the vehicle. And again, just the way he started the season was sketchy. The car caught fire.
Yeah.
The team thrashed to get it back together. It looked like a baked marshmallow. And now he's got baked tires out back. What a crazy season. Emotional highs and lows across the entirety of it. And again, we've been coming here for 21 years, and every year it's just a different story. And some people thinks it's scripted.
You couldn't script this.
No, man, and we
way.
say that every year. So congratulations to James Dean, Hobson bowing down. The Irish flag is flying the highest here today. But guess what? We still have round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, and who will come out on top? Wow, absolutely amazing. When we come back, the action continues here in the top 32, the Rockstar Energy Drink top 32. This is round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. I'm Jared Dieta, Jacob Gettins against Reese Taylor down there on the line. Thank you so much for joining us. The party continues. Again, we still have a lot of action. A champion's been crowned, but you want to win Irwindale. If you want to win a drifting competition, you want to win Irwindale. Type S, title fight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And Stuckey. And we are seeing Matt Field. Oh, look at this. We got a Corvette battle going down. Matt Field, that Borla exhaust, or excuse me, Borla performance. Heat wave visuals, lead customs. Looks like Taylor Hull diving in, kind of a straight line approach. The comp cams, Corvette struggling here, drops down, just shimmies his way all over the car. Is looking loosey-goosey. And Matt Field keeps it consistent in that second outside zone. Now he passes that inside clip and textbook lead run there. Taylor really fighting the car.
Yeah, it was super weird. It's like he lost all side bite in the car. It was just kind of going everywhere. Really strange, which really sucks because Taylor's gone through a lot this weekend and getting an engine and everything else back dialed in, and then started looking really good in practice. But right there, something happens. Tries to get back in the fight, has to bail out of it. But out front, Matt just throwing down a clinic right now. We're seeing so many of these drivers putting down these textbook lead runs. So as we start to get through these brackets, as we get later in the day, a few of these drivers we're seeing driving like that are going to go head to head, and we're going to be in for it. I have no idea what the judges are going to do if everybody's driving like this, but yeah, really not sure what happened with Taylor Hull. It's tough to see the car just really getting wild, and it seems like he was trying to tame it. I thought he was going to shut it down at that point, but decides to get things sorted or try and see what's going on with it and push through the rest of the run. And it's Matt Field.
Yeah, and I did get a text from his spotter, also his wife. She said motor swapped and they wrecked in practice.
Yeah.
So obviously just, not getting back and refamiliar with that. So it's, yeah, definitely a bummer. So yeah, here we go. So let's see what Taylor Hull can do out front in just that chase run, maybe with the clean air, a little more confident. And there it is. So you can see the car gripping up. I think Matt Field, my advice on the spotter, just take it easy. Don't get too aggressive. You don't want to get bound up. You don't want to get into the car after, again, seeing Taylor Hull in the chase position. Looks like he's, stitching something together here, but it's just not going to be enough after that chase run, which is pretty much an incomplete in that chase.
Yeah.
So a good effort there by Taylor Hull, but the comp cams Corvette, just too many mistakes on his side, and Matt Field, textbook, he's going to advance on.
Yeah, Matt Field plays it very smart here, and it shows as he's driven more that, he's realizing I don't need to be aggressive, I don't need to be crazy every single run. You know that the chase from Taylor Hull was pretty much incomplete. There was opposite drift in there, and just wasn't great. So the spotter definitely in his ear saying, hey, chill out, relax, leave a couple of gaps, and just make sure that you get the run complete and bring it home in one piece.
Yep. Keep the car strapped together. You can see the Lean Customs on the roof there. Also, Lean Customs is selling some Sapline. There's some rad pins, as well as an RTR Championship pin as well over at the Lean booth. I don't know if they're going to be online, but check out. Comes back, really surprises a lot of people. So we are seeing Jeff Jones again, another Evo Auto Works vehicle here from right down the freeway in Redlands, California. Here we go, Jeff Jones, Big Drift Energy, hot pit. Curator, and look at that good angle. Look at Von Gittin Jr. Oh, he drives really fast and he falls down. Looks like the car is reacting improperly, now transitioning into that second outside zone. And Jeff is on it. This is exactly what I anticipated, but did not anticipate Von Gittin Jr. having these little mistakes here and there. Looks like he's fighting the car. Maybe, again, you have to drive that car 100%, full throttle, and it looks like the car bit back.
Yeah, tons of commitment there. And right at the end there, Vaughn looked like he might have straightened out before the finish. We'll have to check that in the replay. But yeah, look at Jeff Jones, just solid, not all the way to the wall through the entire thing, but really, really good. And then Vaughn just struggling. I do think we're talking about this before. Guys starting to take the grip out of the car. Look at the angle that Jeff Jones gets from the inside clip. Maybe not as fast as other drivers out there, but very smooth, filling all the zones, hitting the line, doing what he needs to do. And right here, look, Vaughn almost looks like he just completely shuts it down and bails out at the end of the run. And you can see Vaughn very much fighting to keep that car under control. The RTRs are so aggressive, they're so lit up, and Jeff just, took a little bit out of it and made it smooth, made it easy to drive, and it makes for a very flowy, a very nice to watch lead run.
Yeah, it was just, again, just kind of set in motion. This reminds me kind of what we saw earlier with Forsberg and Robert Thorne, where Forsberg just had this good textbook, clean run, tidy, tucked in, again, back to the bed analogy, just tucking in the sheets, made the bed, all good.
Yep.
Vaughn Gittin Jr. just went in there and like he was in Motley Crue and just kind of partied out back and just doing his own thing. But unfortunately, it really highlighted the mistakes he made because Jeff's lead run was so tidy.
Yeah, we're seeing Vaughn looks like taking the helmet off, which is never a great sign.
We saw a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I don't think they ended up having to use it, but curious what all is going on now.
Love the livery. The car looks great. Again, Vaughn, kind of a lot of attention on James Dean. Some great words between him and Cerise talking about the championship. And looks like suited and booted. See him taking a look. Starters seeing what's going on here.
Yeah, not entirely sure. We'll hear from Ops. Got a thumbs up, so that's always a good sign.
Oh, looks like Vaughn is actually calling a competition timeout. So he's saying that the clutch is not 100%. So
okay.
Yeah, just on how wound up those cars are. Seems like it's always they always have nitrous issues.
Yeah, there's I could really nerd out as to what's all going on there. There's a bunch of different ways to handle nitrous flow, which is how much nitrous they're putting into the system. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but one of the ways is basically fluttering the solenoid, turning it on and off a whole bunch of times. And the amount of times that you flutter that solenoid in one run of Formula Drift is the equivalent to an entire season of drag racing.
Wow.
So things wear out, things get broken down. They're wearing through these parts like crazy, and it's nothing against any of the brands or anything that does it. We just, in drifting, we put stresses on mechanical parts like nobody has ever done.
Right.
And it's just it's something that this car very heavily relies on. Some cars go with superchargers, turbochargers. Nitrous is another way to do it. And just like losing boost pipes or losing belts, it is just part of running that type of power adder and something you have to watch out for. And RTR's figured out a lot of things, and every once in a while, just a gremlin pops up.
RTR&D, ready to rock and develop.
Yeah, they do. I mean, there are things that RTR has developed over the years that are now mainstream when it comes to drifting. And we owe a lot to the things that they've done, especially with the Mustang chassis.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So all right, as we are advancing on, if you have not seen it, Torque Drift, the online game, download it now, as Torque Drift 2 is just dropped a new game update loaded with brand new features and content. Update introduced song. It's a great song. I wanna stook you all over. And spec performance S15 chasing down the 2024 Formula Drift champion, James the Machine Dean. And look at that, just pulling away. Like I said, the confidence is high. He's got that pressure off his shoulder. The car is capable. We saw that celebratory run. Stookie, a little early transition, throws him off, straightens out. James Dean looks like he, again, right on pace. Exactly what you anticipated from James Dean. Confidence in his corner, the Mustang running good. Stookie crawls the rest of the course, and the champion shows you why he is there.
Yeah, not sure what happened on Stookie's front. It looked like when he went to transition out, the car died. That was it. There was really nothing on the go. So we'll have to go back and take a look at that. It was just at the transition point is when things just went awry for him. But James Dean, very classic initiation for him, getting on throttle super early, gets that left foot brake to get the car settled. Stookie starts to get into the pocket here, really starts to make his dive up, and then it almost looked like the car shut down even before the transition. I don't know, maybe if he popped out of gear, missed a shift or something along those lines. It's just very weird, but James Dean, textbook all the way through the rest of this run, filling all the zones. Looked like he just touched the bumper there. I really don't know how you can slow this man down. What's left to do for him?
Again, arguably, or not arguably, I don't know why we say that. One of the best drifters in the world. Nobody's arguing that.
Yeah, no one's arguing.
nobody's arguing about being one of the best drifters ever.
Yeah.
James. Here we go. Daniel Stuckey. He needs to throw down a heater of a run. Otherwise, James Dean, as we said, 4-time champ, is going to advance on. Stuckey, a little low on the bank. Look, you can see kind of James Dean tiptoeing to the side of that S15. You need to make a major mistake in order for Stuckey to advance on. Good job in that second outside zone. And James right there, just really twisting the screws on it. Boom, there it is. James Dean gets it done. Easy peasy. Great effort by Daniel Stuckey on that lead run. But again, the mistake in the chase shortens it up. And unfortunately, Stuckey's going to be packing it up.
Yeah, and I think something that we need to keep an eye on, especially with James Dean and a few other drivers, right-hand drive car. We forget about that really quickly, and that means that during this first outside zone, he's on the inside, he's got a direct line, he's able to kind of keep the car out of the smoke. Through this transition, things are going to be a little bit more difficult for him, he's able to push a little bit deeper, but Stuckey, great lead run. It sucks at what happened in the chase there, because this looks really good. Stuckey's got it dialed. There's a couple of points online that I'd like to see him go deeper into the zones, but very stable, very fluid all the way through it. Just not enough when you've got that big of a mistake. You can see just the way Stuckey's able to get the car going here. A couple little bobbles, but settles it in. Looks really nice. And James Dean doing what James Dean does.
Right. All right. And James Dean, right him in. We're almost halfway there.
Yeah, we are. See? You're on board. Almost halfway there.
We're not. We're literally not even at the halfway point.
Always the optimist.
Yeah. Of who? You or me?
I mean.
Oh, okay. You're the most humble guy you know.
Humblest guy.
I beg to differ. I'm way more humble than you. Here we go. James the Machine Dean advances on. Daniel Stuckey knocked out. So it is unanimous. Easy peasy, chicken greasy, clutch kick. Here we go. Jeff Jones, Vaughn Kitten Jr. Don't know if Vaughn is able to even run, but Jeff has, I would say, an advantage just giving those runs, and Vaughn is out. So again, Vaughn called it. He says, we're done. There's no way. He was having those issues, but hey, Jeff Jones stoked. Look at that. Like you said, it's going to be on his tombstone. I beat 4-time champion James Dean. I beat 2-time champion Vaughn Kitten Jr. Look, how poetic would that be that, look, I mean, how cool would that be if he won here in Irwindale?
That
would be epic.
He'd have to get, he'd
have to
potentially get through James Dean.
Or Matt Field and then go, yeah. I mean, we got a lot of day left. We got a lot of night, a lot of drifting, a lot of tires being burned, but guess what? We got Rockstar Energy Drink to keep it going. Here we go, the Evil Auto Works. Big Drift Energy, Prisma, Nissan 370Z, Jeff Jones, Leon Listen, advancing on to the top 16. Getting super pitted there. When the wave breaks here, don't be there. All right, so there it is. We're taking a look at James the Machine Dean. We're getting some more Shell fuel. Right-hand drive, number 130. Shelby, one of the few female technicians on the team there. Knocking off. We were talking about her, actually, my son and I were talking about Shelby. She's always thrashing. I feel like because she's a female, she has to work double hard, so nobody's like, oh, you got a girl on the team? That's cool. But she busts her, she busts her back, dude. She is out there. So
she's always crushing it.
Yeah, she is. So there we are. The yellow names, they advance on. Talking about Odie Bakshi's, James Dean, Jonathan Castro, Matt Field, Chris Forsberg, Ryan Turk, and Jeff Jones. Oh, look at that. Chris Forsberg versus Ryan Turk in the 16. That's going to be a good battle. Again, OGs. There's Ben Hobson turning off the clock. Again, Hobson looking forward to seeing what he can do. We'll see him out at SEMA show. There's Kevin Wells, star of Kevin's Corner. Hey, we got the fans there. Got the LZ hats. And we got cars on the line. Let's go. Let's send it. Yo. Kazuya Taguchi versus Kenshiro Gushi.
We got this.
Neanderthal in the house, baby.
Where it all started, baby.
That's where it all started.
Yeah.
Ryan Sage mispronounced these guys' names, and I made fun of him, of Ryan, but yeah, it was great. Anyways, Kazuya Taguchi initiates. Ken Gushi in the chase position. Great job there by Kazuya Taguchi. And that Gretty threes racing transition. He's falling back quite a bit. And now going into that second outside zone. Nice job by Kazuya Taguchi. Gushi kind of struggling here in that chase.
Yeah, Gushi was throwing, he was throwing more angle in the chase than what we saw in the lead from Kazuya Taguchi, and I think that's what created some of these issues. So once we whip it back around on the Air Force replay, let's see here. Kazuya Taguchi lights off early, gets that initiation that looks really good, but a couple of little bobbles, some hesitation there. And then Ken Gushi in the chase, starting to dial things in. Taguchi doesn't have as much of the angle as I'd like to see and kind of takes a straight line approach to that section. That's where we see Ken Gushi adding a bunch more. So it actually looks like Kazuya, the car's pretty gripped up and he doesn't have a ton of angle, which is kind of strange for him. He's a driver that we know, really driving with that Japanese style, the big angle, the big floaty transitions, and we don't see that from Kazuya Taguchi on this run. Ken Gushi, though, in the chase, a little bit more angle, a little bit more fluidity, but just not as fast. So it means he's, further back. Now, that being said, in the chase, you do want to mirror what the lead car is doing, and Ken Gushi doesn't really do that here. You can see Kazuya, he needed more angle through inside clip line. He just tried to run away from Ken Gushi on that, and that may come into his favor depending on how this next set of runs go, but it may hold it back. The judges will see that, and when it comes down to the lead run, as long as Ken throws down it doesn't even have to be a heater. He's got to throw down something stylish. We will probably see Ken take a bit of an advantage in the lead.
All right, well, calling it out. Shots called. Mr. Gens, let's see what we got. Ken Gushi out front. Got the clean air. He's got that 2J power plant. He's feeling a lot more confident. And Kazuya Taguchi right there to the side. Oh, we got contact. Kazuya Taguchi gets inside of Gushi, but he keeps on keeping on. So again, an aggressive Kazuya Taguchi that might have ended up biting him. And look at Gushi, unfazed, absolutely unaffected, but Kazuya trying to push him around the up garage ISR performance vehicle. But Gushi, dude, like flicking a mosquito off him, man. Said, nope, not today. Ken Gushi staying consistent.
Yeah, this is exactly what we talked about. One car being very gripped up with a lot of forward bite, and another car a little bit more stylish. Ken Gushi's car not nearly as fast as Kazuya's, and you can see Kazuya just fighting to keep the car back from hitting Ken Gushi. Now Ken able to add a bit more, not as much angle once again through that inside clip. We need the drivers to really huck it through there. And then Ken Gushi very fluid to the second outside zone, while Kazuya just struggles to have the car at angle. He's fighting to hold it back. That is the difference here. So when you run a car that is a lot more gripped up, you are able to run away. But the downside is when you get into the chase, you start to push like this. We already see the judges asking for a side-by-side. So this is what we're going to see. We've got two of the same chassis, but two very different setups in these cars, different power plants. There's a lot different. I'm curious what we'll be able to glean from this side-by-side when we start to break this down.
Oh, yeah. I was really impressed on how Gushi just stayed in it. That was very, very impressive.
Especially a front wheel on front wheel contact. We talk about it a lot. It has a tendency to tear the steering wheel out of your hands. So even if you're, even if you're stable, that front wheel on front wheel can really mess things up.
Yeah, here's that side by side breaking down what you're talking about, what Gushi needs to do in order to get the victory.
Yeah, so if you keep the leads the same, you're really looking at the chase. Ken, through that first section, does a good job, a little bit more consistent, where Kazuya was way too aggressive, at least in my opinion. Through the second outside zone, Ken's a little bit further back. Kazuya's got more proximity. And if we start to look at line, I would say Kazuya's on a tighter line, but with more proximity, whereas Ken was on not quite of as much proximity, but a more similar line to what we saw with Kazuya. I'm just happy I made it through that whole thing without getting him confused.
Yeah.
That was a tongue twister.
Yeah, Kazuya Taguchi, Kenshiro Gushi. All right, slide him left for Kazuya, right for Kenshiro, and it looks like there it is. And couldn't agree more. Kenshiro Gushi gets the win in his Gretty Matti's Toyota GR86. I know Rutledge is watching, and he's tuning in, fellow Toyota ambassador. So let's throw it down to Cerise Taylor. Cerise, what's cooking?
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I am here with the parents of James, Dean, Julianne.
you were saying that's a new engine too, so
Yeah.
unfortunately for Forrest Wang. But right now it's all Frederick Osbo, again a 3-time champion himself. He'd love to finish, with the silver trophy. Talking about second or third, because currently in the standings he's currently second, right?
No,
excuse me, third.
Yeah.
Third, yeah, he's 130 points behind the leader that's coming into this round of competition. Odie Bakshi's currently sits in second, so that's another topic of conversation. Finishing out the season with what we call the big heavy trophies. They're carbon fiber through the entirety of the season, but the championship trophies are big metal, chrome, shiny and chrome. Witness me as obviously James Dean gets the biggest one, and Odie Bakshi currently sits in second. Frederick Osbo sits in third, and crazy enough, Hira Manoa currently sits in fourth. He's got the green R next to his name, Rookie of the Year. So he's got that. He's got that because Shanahan is way back there in 11th. So congratulations to Hira Manoa, 14 years old, Rookie of the Year.
I would love to know if a rookie. I guess there's been Diego Saito came in and did.
Diego Saito?
Diego Saito.
The Spanish Japanese guy? Yeah. Diego Saito?
That's the history of rookies, but.
Yeah. All right, so currently sitting 10th right now, Brandon Sorensen. Dan Burkett, he got into a tussle with the wall earlier. He was following Castro, went to the wall, and there were three corners that he banged up. His wife, his spotter, Renee, came in and said, He's pretty banged up. Toe alignment, they're really kind of throwing caution to the wind here with, always a stylish, looking vehicle, but the wall, again, always wins. So hopefully they got it back together, see if he can hold it together. But Brandon Sorensen, he has been on it. So Brandon Sorensen will lead the United States Air Force BMW. The young buck, his sister Amanda Sorensen, the first ever female to podium in Formula Drift. And their brother, 13-year-old Cam Sorensen, just got his license from the Colorado Pro-Am sanction body. Here we go. Brandon Sorensen initiating the car, very settled. Look at that. That's what, the Burketts were talking about. Wrong side, center punches, just fighting the car. You can see it's so unfortunate for Dan Burkett because Sorensen is just, look at that. He's knocking him around, but it's going to be too late. Brandon's he's dialed.
Yeah, he's super dialed. He's looking very comfortable. He's looked very comfortable all the way through practice as well. So this is basically a continuation of what we've seen since practice yesterday. Car looks good. Car looks stable, nice and clean. Rad Dan, as we talked about, when you take that much damage, you can do your best to align the car, but things are moving around and shaking, and suspension points get moved when you hit the wall that hard. So he's doing basically the best he can. Obviously gets a little too aggressive there, but Brandon Sorensen is not a driver who ever backs out when there's contact. We've seen him get into it with a few drivers over this season, and always able to put his foot down and drive through it. But yeah, Brandon Sorensen, just very, very fluid all the way through it. And I expect him to do quite well in this event, just the way that he is driving, because he does have a lot of aggression as well through that inside clip, gets back on throttle very early, and really drives through that section. So very aggressive, has a lot of angle through that area, and is able to keep the speed. So for drivers having to chase him, that becomes very difficult. It basically becomes a game of chicken with the wall. Yeah.
Fighting the car, and he was, if you have not met Rad Dan, or if you haven't seen his videos, really mellow dude. When he hit that wall, he went from Rad Dan to Mad Dan.
Yeah.
And that's what the judges, and I wasn't there to witness it, but that's what everybody's saying is I haven't seen a Dan like that ever.
And maybe this sounds bad. Maybe that's what he needs to do.
Okay.
He needs to get angry. There are drivers out there who drive significantly better when they're really mad.
Yeah, they're seeing red.
Yeah.
Inside Out too. Hey, you're angry. Can I see?
Yeah, exactly.
Or you seem really content. Can I get Anger up here? Can I talk to Anger real quick?
Anger for a second.
Let's go Mad Dan.
Yeah.
Let's go full Mad Dan right now. Again, like I said, witness me. He's got the chrome, it's shiny and chrome. He's got it. Let's see if we can witness him going advancing on past Brandon Sorensen. He's going to need to put down a really good run, and just right out of the gate, you see again that left foot brake tapping, so the front wheel stopping. Brandon Sorensen, look at the hands, very calm, very steady. That looks like a video game right there. Judson Smash chasing him down, and I don't think that's going to be enough because Brandon set it and forget it. Well done in that United States Air Force 212 performance, BMW. It looked decent out front, but just too many mistakes in that chase run from Rad Industries, Rad Dan Burkett. Love the guy, love the family, just cool people all around. But Brandon, unstoppable, unflappable.
Yeah, and really, if Rad Dan would have gotten the first part of this first outside zone cleaned up, this was a really solid lead run from him. Obviously, he's fighting some suspension points that are not in the correct place. Look at the amount of angle through that inside clip. That's what I'd love to see everybody do. And then looks really good through the second outside zone. I mean, Brandon probably getting more aggressive than I would have told him to, but he's willing to risk it. There's a good chance that he could have gotten into a bit more contact with Rad Dan through that section and created a bigger issue, but able to dial things back. But yeah, I mean, huge shout out and kudos to Rad Dan. Love the way that he's keeping things going, coming off that hiatus, comes back with a big smile on his face, has a rough day today, but able to push through. And I mean, if you get a chance, stop by their booth. Really cool people that make it.
High five, handshake, fellow Floridian with the Canadian boy, the Canadian, I don't know.
The media guy?
You.
He's, yeah.
I'm talking about you, dork. Brandon Sorensen gets the win. All right, so Brandon Sorensen advances on high flying. Sorensen throw it down to Cerise Taylor, who is with Odi Bakshis.
Okay, rest of the evening, I think everyone here is going to be in for a treat for a really, really good round. Everyone's on it, man. Every year it's just crazier and crazier on this track.
I agree. I completely agree. All right. Well, thank you so much for the pulse check. Get out there. Go get second.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The pulse check. That was the pulse right there.
Ooh, it's a new segment.
Yeah.
Pulse check with Cerise.
Pulse check. We are looking at Dylan Dozer Hughes, that royal purple BMW. He was intended to go against Forrest Wang, but he's not Wang Chung tonight. Unfortunately, he's got flake in his oil like Dylan's got flake in his paint. So Dylan, the Dozer Hughes, the royal purple GT radial BMW is advancing on into the 16.
That was a heater of a run, too.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Cool, calm, collected. Dylan Hughes in a world where one man, one BMW.
I was saying yesterday how much he's looking like his dad. Not that it's a bad thing. His dad, good looking man. I was just like, dude, you are
Dude,
definitely...
relax. He's married,
I know,
okay?
it's all right.
Jeez. I know, okay. All right. Hiro Manoa, Simon Olsen, 15 years young now, but 27 years old. Simon Olsen in the... Look at that winning percentage, dude, 73%. That's just this year. Again, Rookie of the Year, Hiro Manoa. And I believe was his mom or his dad nominated for Smarter of the Year? I think yeah. So I saw that on the voting sheet. But here we go. Hiro Manoa, Simon Olsen. Let's see how he ends up. Hiro Manoa, boom, right there in Juka Racing, 86. And Simon Olsen right there on the door. I mean, these guys, they're linking arms while driving down into that second outside zone. Great job by Hiro out front, and Simon Olsen cannot be shaken by Hiro Manoa. Well done by Simon Olsen. It is official. Simon is departing from the field suspension team. What he's building, TBD from Simon Olsen, and Hiro Manoa, again, cannot shake him.
Man, if this is what the future of drifting looks like, I'm pumped for it. Look at this, two young drivers, two very hungry. Hiro Manoa, right up against the wall the entire time. Simon Olsen mirroring the angle, following just his footsteps. And now Manoa center punches that inside clip, so not quite the line I was expecting from him. I was expecting a bunch more angle, but look at Simon Olsen right there, putting that front wheel to the door of Hiro Manoa all the way through. This is pretty wild. Now, once we flip this back around, I know Simon's gonna push hard. I know he's pumped in the car right now. He is super excited to get back out there. I'm really curious if Manoa will be able to actually keep up with what I feel like Simon Olsen is able to put down in the lead, because Simon just put on a huge chase clinic, but Manoa's lead, it was phenomenal. So,
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think you bring up a great point there. Here we talk about, all of his utilization of the simulator. The factor that you can't factor in is the chase. You know, and you could be great in the sim, but there's just the smoke, the wind, the hype, the energy of Irwindale, right? So that's where I think the equity and the history really holds up. But then he does this. Now he's just grinding like oh my gosh, he's Hey, you want that door buffed? I got you. Let me put this GT radio right here on the door. Simon, good angle there. He's scrubbing some speed there, but that allows Hiro Manoa to get close to him. Here, bring it on past. What a great battle. Make some noise, Irwindale.
Oh,
the judging booth erupts with applause. What a great battle between Hiro and that, of course, of Simon Olsen.
And this is top 32. We're just getting started. So let's take a look here. Simon Olsen on power all the way through, pushes out nice and wide. Manoa getting in there really deep, getting the proximity as close as he can, but I mean, does take some angle out. And then as they transition through here, I'd say Simon does have a better inside clip. And look at how Manoa just gets into the pocket. Now, it looks like Olsen might have tapped the wall, pushing him a little bit wider through the second part of that second outside zone, while Manoa is just, wow, just an incredible chase game as the judge is already looking for a side-by-side, which, I mean, I just want to keep seeing replays of this over and over again. So, just a couple of small critiques here. Obviously, Manoa getting a lot of proximity, does have to pull out some angle to do it, but his proximity is front wheel to door, which is what you want, because that means he's on a very similar or the exact same line as Simon Olsen. And a couple of spots there where Manoa gets caught out, and obviously Olsen having that wall tap, pushing him a little bit wider through the second outside zone will come into play here. And that one section might be what it comes down to.
All right. Breaking it down. Thank you, Jacob. And we are awaiting the verdict. Who is moving on? Simon Olsen up. But wait, there's more. Let's take a look. BC Racing side by side.
Yeah, so
what stands out, man?
I mean, lead-wise, things are looking pretty tight. I will say, I mean, man, even in the chase, it's really close. There's a couple of spots where Manoa's getting a bit better in the proximity category, but Olsen seemed to have a bit better of a line through that section. Now, really, the big thing that stands out there is that mistake from Olsen. But I would say Simon's chase is a little bit more consistent, although there's a few spots where maybe Manoa gets in deeper on the chase. Simon's was more predictable. It had a constant chase all the way through it. So it's really going to kind of come down to what the judges are favoring in these sections, or we're going to get treated with the one more time. I know what I want. I want the one more time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'd like to see a winner. I think we have a winner here. I think we have a winner here.
Yeah.
Slide him left for Manoa, slide him right for Simon Olsen. Hiro gets one of vote. It gets a two of vote. Gets two votes. It's split. So Reese Peanut Butter Cup Marin says no. He goes with Simon Olsen. Back out here. But Trenton Beecham, man, talk about a gentleman who is aging like a fine wine. You know, that Clone X BMW. Look at that Beecham right there. I mean, this track suits his style right now. Federico, unfortunately, down on the bank in that Pennzoil Ferrari. Now coming to that second outside zone. Fetty way shallow, way on the inside. Trenton Beecham puts his car in the right place. Textbook run, just absolutely stellar. That was like, if it was a single qualifying run, that'd be definitely in the 90s. Well done by Beecham. Fetty has some room to grow here.
Yeah, another young driver coming up, really pushing the pace, really doing what they need to do, listening in the drivers' meetings, understanding what the judges are looking for, making the correct changes to the car and the driving style to match that. Federico Sharifo, I mean, the fact that his car is just up and running is a win in my books. The damage that he took yesterday was insane, and it's not like you're just going to find parts for this. It's not like you can just order up any of it. Everything on that car is custom built for drifting, so only so many spares to be had, and I'm sure there was some repairs made just to get that thing back out on track to any, I mean, even if they had the spares for it. But yeah, Trenton Beecham out front, nice and smooth, nice and consistent. Would like to see, once again, some more angle at that inside clip, a little more proximity to it. But when we talk about the big outside zones, everything looks good. Transitioning into our second inside clip, everything looks nice. And that line pushing out to the third outside zone, very smooth. Beecham's got everything he needs right now to keep pushing. Unfortunately, a car that's running well.
Well, he's got to maybe push the car back to the pits is what he might have to be pushing. That's unfortunate. Hood pop, that's never a good sign. And Beecham currently sitting 13th in standing, so congratulations to him. I think his best finish so far, but hood's popped, helmet's off, gloves are off. Yeah. All right, so take it. Interesting. So, you know what? great time to promote some cool content. Send It is our video series.
Yeah, Alec Robbins, I mean, had a massive head gasket failure, able to get some welding done in a machine shop to put everything back together. So.
We'll see if it holds. Here we go. All right, Connor Shanahan out front. Alec Robbins at chase position. Shanahan looking. Ooh, Alec Robbins, he's right there. Shanahan steady in this car that he just jumped behind the wheel for the first time yesterday. Now transitioning in that second outside zone. He drops that rear end in. Alec Robbins not as deep as Shanahan, the Irish driver. Again, a newcomer to the Formula Drift Championship, a rookie technically, but by no means is a rookie in the drifting world.
No, and really, I don't know how many laps he ended up getting on this car, but it was only a handful. Different power plant, I mean, same chassis, but we don't know what all is going on underneath, but just so adaptable, able to get in and put down a really solid lead run. And Robbins, with an engine that's hurt, doing everything he can to keep in the fight here and does quite a good job. You can see the car kind of back and forth. I'm sure he's down on power, just trying to do what he can to keep the battle going. And it looks very much like Shanahan, I mean, is not super fast in this chassis right now. This is not something that was originally built to be in pro. It was not built to have these tires on it. It is meant as a pro spec car running a completely different tire of a different brand and different size. So that is everything in drifting. So huge kudos to both of these drivers doing stuff that they really shouldn't be doing and still making it look good. Robbins for just having this engine hold together. You can see him just fighting the grip of the car. And then Mr. Shanahan just getting into whatever car is available and making it work.
He's like playing a video game. Which car do I want today?
Just rotating through.
Yeah, just like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Which option? What outfit are you gonna wear? Here we go. Let's alternate the order here. Alec Robbins again, not 100%. You say to maybe holding together with zip tie, bubble gum, and hopes and prayers. Here we go. But right now he's looking pretty solid. Alec Robbins on the bank. You can hear that thing wound up. He threw a brick on that gas pedal, man. Here we go to that second outside zone. Tighter, rider, and again taking that shallower line. He's pulling away from Shanahan.
Something does not sound right.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's just like
something.
I feel like he's in fourth gear. He's like in third gear.
I don't know what car that was.
Like, it has a growl to it. Yeah, I think it's on fire.
Yeah, I saw some sparks come out near the end.
Here we go. Let's take a look at it.
Hearing things not good, but yeah, Robbins looking really good out front. Not super fast once again, but doing a good job to that first outside zone. I mean, and Shanahan, good chase. Not a ton of angle there through the chase from Shanahan, and then Robbins through here. Does not look like things are healthy on either of these cars. Shanahan struggling to get the car back out. Robbins pulling away, and Shanahan almost straightening out near the end of it, but does a good job throughout and able to keep things rolling. I mean, man, huge round of applause for both these drivers just for keeping things running. This is wild. I have no idea if either of these cars are even alive at this point in time or what's going on. I got Jack Shanahan up here trying to relay info. Man, both of these cars are not in a good place at this point in time. So just everything they can do to keep things rolling and everything they can do to keep the show going is Robbins got the hood open. I think it might have let go. It's not.
Never let go, Jack. Never let go.
Never let go.
Never
well,
let go.
I mean, say that to that engine of Alec Robbins right now.
Yeah, like right before it's going to go, it just goes full on ham.
Yeah.
It looks like Shanahan does get the victory. Dude, it's definitely a cool car. Here we go. Let's see if we got a clean start. And no codes red. We're clear to send. Jonathan Hurst initiating into the bank. The rotary of Kyle Mohan down quite a bit, but then now it looks like he gets in proximity. Hurst drops down, doesn't stick it to the wall exactly as tight as some of the other drivers we've seen, and out in this second outside zone, keeps it right between the lines. A lot of smoke being kicked off. Look at the wheel speed here from Jonathan Hurst. Crossing the finish line for Hurst and Mohan.
Yeah, good run there from Hurst. I mean, the car's still looking pretty tight. Like it's definitely gripped up. He's not getting as deep to the zones as we'd like him to be. So we see there, once he initiates, gets back on throttle, has to add a bunch of left foot brake to get it kind of back in, but not a ton of angle to that first outside zone. His transition looks pretty good, but not able to get things swung out. Now Mohan in the chase. Hurst's car is always fast, so just trying to keep up at this point, but Mohan does have a really good line through this section. And Hurst out front, I mean, great job to the second inside clip, and not a ton of angle through our last outside zone, but Jonathan Hurst, I mean, trained drag racer, incredible drag racer, knows how to get through that chicane. If he doesn't have to go at speed, he can grab guys right out of it, able to grab gears and keep the traction down, and that's one of the things he's really known for. And then Kyle Mohan through this, really progressing, something I talked about yesterday, just him keeping the throttle on the entire time, play with the left foot brake a little bit more. Even if you got to slip the clutch, something, but just keep the RPM up in that rotary, because the moment you let off, it takes a minute, but they're going to swap it around, and let's see how much Kyle listened to me. I hope he listened all the time.
All right, we'll see if he takes your advice here. Jacob, Kyle Mohan out front, KMR from Long Beach, California. Again, Flex Fuel. Got the Vitor tires. Let's see what he can do out front with that clean air. See if he takes that tip. Here we go. Mohan and Hurst. Ready to get after it. And just a slow drip here. We are clear to send. All right, here we go. Taking a look. A little slow trickle there, talking about some of the other things going on behind the scenes. Status of other cars competing or not. Here we go, Mohan. There you go. Looks like Jacob, look at you. Again, the last Starfighter running. Oh, buddy.
Oh, that is.
And that was absolutely independent by Kyle the Menace Mohan. Some contact there. That'll force Jonathan Hurst to get the victory. As again, Mohan spun on that transition.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that might change that is if Hurst touched him all coming off the wall. I don't think he did.
No, he was back there.
Yeah, he was back a little bit, but yeah, that was really, really strange. Just Mohan looped it out at that inside clip, and you can see that XLR definitely battled this year. Hurst is one to known to drive very hard, all the way through practice, all the way through the battles, and Mohan follow him out. And once we get this replay, we'll be able to kind of take a look at it here. So Kyle on throttle all the way through, gets the initiation out on a similar line that Hurst had in the lead. Hurst following a really good line there. And as they transition out here, yep, good separation. Kyle just loops it. Hurst loops it as well. And there's a little bit of a bump there near the end. Just everything strange happened here. Now just Kyle really trying to push through it, trying to drive through it, and wasn't able to catch the car in time, and just loops around that little bit. So sucks to see, but it happens.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't want to go out that way, but Mohan having some issues. Looks like he's jumping out of the car. Car's hot. Is he just congratulating him?
I think so, yeah.
And there it is. Yeah, just giving a little handshake. Sorry about the little tap. First, like, nothing I can't fix.
Yeah.
I mean, this car is an anvil. It's taking a licking and keeping on ticking. Jonathan Hurst gets the victory unanimously. Kyle Mohan knocked out. And we are hearing that Trent Beecham is out. He's yeah, he's peeing some liquid down there. Well, not him, but the car, obviously. But yeah. So Federico Sharifo will get the bye run. So he's got a bit of a good luck string right now. He did again get into the tussle with the wall, but right now it looks like Federico will advance on.
Sometimes all you need is that little bit of luck. Just that one battle, you know, get through, and nobody wants to win like that, but you get that little bit of luck on your side, and that can hold a lot of momentum.
It's a song. All I need is a miracle. No? No? You got that one? All
I don't know that one.
Need is you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mike and the Mechanics, I believe.
Okay.
All right. So Federico Sharifo will advance on. He's going against the Irish driver, Connor Shanahan, new to the Formula Drift U.S. Series. But Fetty will have a bye run. Let's lay out and listen to Fiorella, the Italian, driving the Italian vehicle. Mangi, let it eat. And one more battle after this, LZ versus RCP. Run through the whole alphabet for these drivers. And there we go. And like I said, lay out, listen, Federico Sharifo. Very popular content creator out there making some videos, shredding, you know, BMWs and Porsches and all of it. So here we go. This is great. It's a great battle. The battle of the BMWs. You got the E36 and the more modern, obviously, of RCP. Now going into that inside clip, good transition there from Adam LZ. Look at how settled LZ's E36 is, there's RCP. Now he's applying the pressure of that garagistic BMW. He has to back off. LZ continues on through. A great run from Adam LZ. And just think, we thought his season was over, man. Like, we thought the car was written off, but he says, you know what, I'm doing good. Strapped a car back together, a new car, but let's take a look at it.
Yeah, you see a lot of drivers, they're getting on throttle really early and swinging the car out. So they got wheel speed and they get up to the wall. We do see some wavering there from Adam LZ, as then we transition back out. And Adam really able to carry a lot of the momentum through the car. So you can see there what I mean, just on throttle, using that wheel speed, keeping everything going. It's when e-brake and check things up, it gets a little weird. But you see that waver, Rome does mirror it, able to keep things really tidy through this section. And Adam able to get a lot of speed out of this car while still keeping a decent line, decent angle. So trying to really wrap everything together. But yeah, inside clip looks good, last outside zone looks great. And Rome in the chase, I mean, this looks very solid. You do see a really big left foot brake there from Adam. I didn't see if there was a speed deduction at all, but Rome doing a good job. I would have liked to see some angle in the Rome, so that kind of cuts it straight. And then we see here where Rome just shimmying back and forth, tries to get the proximity in, has to check up just a little bit, and Adam's able to pull away for that amount of time, and that creates some separation as we come across the line. And we will swap them around. Let's see if Adam's chase game can keep up with his lead game.
Yeah, let's see what RCP has in store for Adam LZ. Garagistic BMW would love to end on a high. So would Adam. I mean, Adam LZ currently sits in 5th. He's 216 points behind the leader, and looks like he is about 50, about 56 points coming into this round. Oh, LZ pulling off. Okay, so Adam LZ, they are finding out that his exhaust is dragging. So they are gonna yank that off, and he'll be back to the line. So unfortunate for Adam LZ. So just a little bit of lull in the action. Q, LZ Manufacturing, here we go. Garagistic BMW, RCP out front, Rome Charpentier, and looks like a cone was hit. So they will restart, cone hit, cone down, cone down.
Speaking on the SimHQ stuff, they just released the definitive version of the LZ compound. Lots of hidden Easter eggs, pretty cool map.
Oh yeah.
Into Assetto Corsa, you can jump on simhq.com, pick that up, and see what the compound's like.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Lots of sim drifting stuff, man. It's kind of the theme of the year.
Yeah, for sure. Again, Sim Magic is the official simulator of Formula Drift. You have a really cool setup here. My son and a bunch of other enthusiasts were over there ripping around.
Have to get you on it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I can just announce.
just sit in the chair and start announcing.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah. Jared Deanda at the line.
Yeah, yeah, that's weird. Yeah. Here we go. Deanderthal. RCP Rome Charpentier leaving the start line. Got a clean start? Yes, we do. All right, look at Adam just roasting the tires down the straight, coming into the big bank. Good proximity. Look at that. I mean, just that, you know, they make it look so easy coming down off that bank in the transition. Nice quick transition there from RCP. Adam LZ, you can see him inching closer and closer to RCP. Rome Charpentier. Pretty sure we're gonna get a side-by-side. Good angle and effort from both the drivers. Really clean, very sterile. Well done.
Yeah, both. You can see Rome already just, you know, super pumped. Like that's the kind of driving that both of these guys like. Rome and Adam, I mean, known for just the immense amount of seat time that they both get. Both of them driving pro cars in places they probably shouldn't be driving pro cars, but it means that they can drive the way you're seeing right now. Rome, not a ton of angle through there, but really deep for the first outside zone. Transitions out, you can see him holding it through, now using the decel as he transitions back into our second outside zone. Same thing, not a ton of angle there, but does fill the entire zone. And then through this inside clip, looks good, could have been slightly closer to the clip there. Rome just a very clean lead run.
Yep.
Now, swapping things over, looking at Adam in the chase, lights off really early, then starts to pull the proximity a little bit closer. You can see Rome wavering just a bit. Adam does a good job not to get too freaked out by that. Sits in that smoke path all the way through the transition point in that inside clip. Now through the second outside zone. Really like how Adam's got the car planted. He's not shimmying back and forth. He's just holding the line all the way through. Very consistent. Playing with the left foot brake to keep it. now we can see the stats, the G-force, the speeds that these drivers have at 75 miles an hour through the bank. And then let's see how much speed that they end up scrubbing off through this transition. 65 for both of them, transitioning back out. Really not scrubbing that much in the beginning, and then back down to 60 as they have to get the car to angle and slow things down. You can see that G-force back and forth as they're able to kind of pick up grip and push the car forward. I think we're going to be seeing a side-by-side here. I mean, really interesting set of runs from both these drivers, both of them on the Vitor, which really makes for a great battle. When you have similar tires, it looks really good.
Here's that side-by-side. I knew it was going to come just, again, for the time difference.
Yeah, so really it looks like both of them have very similar leads. Adam was a little bit closer in the chase there through the transition. Kind of hard to tell at that point. And then really, Rome's got a bit more of a darty chase, whereas Adam's a little bit more consistent. And Adam keeps that proximity through that inside clip, whereas Rome kind of gets forced to back off through that section. So pretty close from both of them. I really don't have a one way or another that I'm leaning on this. I mean, great runs from both of them. A few spots to clean up, mostly just in the consistency of it. But as they drive more, as they go through this weekend, or this evening.
Yeah, this evening.
We'll see things just, tighten up and get better and better.
All right, do we have a verdict? Here we go. Slide of left for Adam LZ. Is he moving on, or RCP? Adam LZ gets 1 vote, 2 votes. Adam LZ gets the win. Not unanimously again. Mr. Reese's Peanut Butter Marin down there says one more time, but outshined by Robbie Nishida. Not outshined by Robbie and Brian, but they went the way of Adam LZ. So the dominant letters there are LZ over RCP here at FD 2024. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Colette. Congratulations, she walked by over here. And that is a culmination of a Rockstar Energy Drink, top 32. Congratulations to James Dean, your 2024 Formula Drift champion. 17, 18, 19, now 24. He's won 4 times. Congratulations. And again, one last piece of business, and we are all going to culminate. Everybody grab a knee because we're going down. It's going down. Back at it like Track Addict. Here's 6:30 local time. Local time right now is 4:20. Nice. As we have top 16 back here. Thank you so much. Again, I'm going to go party in the pits over at Type S and the K&N booth. Be sure to high-five your favorite drivers out here if you're in the building. Thank you so much for joining us here. Round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Again, back here at 6:30 local time. Send it.
We gotta live pronto. Your friends like Colombo. You be the judge like Rondo.